Okay, welcome back. So, welcome back to this playthrough where we are building all sorts of bits of stuff in Stationeers. Now, I think last time I promised more automation and perhaps teased the idea of some food and certainly talked about putting some power control around the atmosphere processor. So I am going to do the atmosphere processor just because otherwise we are just going to keep running out of power, and I think that would just be smart to have working. But after that I'm going to start on a new project, and I'll talk you through what we're going to do as we go. But I'm going to try to put in place, probably over here, I think this is a good spot for it, some automated ingot sorting and the ability to deliver it to our machines, or at least to somewhere near our machines. And the reason I want to do that now is when I was thinking about it, I thought, well, actually, if we're going to build that, it makes sense to build that before we start doing more major building work, because actually if we're going to use a lot of ore and a lot of ingots, wouldn't it be smart to make it as easy as possible? There's not a lot of point in automating the ability to process and deliver the refined materials when you've pretty much finished the base and you don't actually need any more. But let's make a quick start. Let's try and get some automation put together around the atmosphere processing, because I think we do need that just to keep the power usage under control. It's getting a little bit too much, really. We've now got 5 proper solar panels plus a flat one, and we're still kind of struggling for power. So I'm going to build a couple of IC processing. While that's running, I'm also going to grab another atmosphere processor, because we're going to want to dump all of that pollutant, as I said last time. So let's get that going. Oh, no copper. I'm probably going to end up having to go mining now, aren't I? Oh no, maybe not, maybe not. That was that copper I threw in here right at the very beginning. It's waited all this time, and now is its moment of glory. It's going to be made into an atmospherics unit. Okay, we've got one IC housing in there. Why are we not building the one? Oh, because we've also run out of copper in there. Okay, I'm starting to get a hint here that we might need some more copper. Yeah, there's none there either. Right, okay, so it seems like we're doing a quick mining run before we do anything else. Right, let's do this. Let's grab that. Okay, let's actually be smart here and put some of this other junk away so that we've got a bit of room to carry as much stuff as possible. There we go, we'll tidy that up, we'll put that there. Look at that, that's almost tidy. Right, okay, let's go. See how quickly we can grab what we need. I think that's probably not copper, is it? No, it's lead. It kind of looked the right colour, but it wasn't. That, on the other hand, is. We're also going to need quite a lot of iron, so I won't fill the belt up completely with copper. We've got a fair number of blocks of ingots of iron ready to use, but we might as well grab some more, so let's do that. Fly, copper, fly! With any luck it might even land somewhere near the chute, but it probably won't. No, look at that, it's gone rolling off in the wrong direction. Oh well. Right, let's go find some more iron. It's not too far away, we can probably use it later. Oh, there was someone left here, wasn't there, last time? I forgot about that. Let's open the edge of this hole up a bit. It's not quite so claustrophobic. There we go. Right, I don't think we're going to be able to carry very much more than that. You'll see some of these iron stacks have actually been damaged by being out in a storm. Okay, sometimes you just keep pressing the wrong button over and over again. Right, that can go in there. That can go in there. That can go in there. Okay, let's start with that, shall we? And in fact, Where did that copper land? Over here. Look at that. There we go. Right. Okay, so let's fling this in here. Copper first. Actually, I'll just chuck that in. That'll take no time to just do a 2 stack. Right. Copper, copper, iron, copper, copper, iron, copper, iron, iron, copper. Got bored of saying copper, iron, iron, copper, iron, copper. There we go. Right, that should keep that going for a bit. Now I suspect we're also going to run out of gold quite soon, so I'm going to quickly go and grab some of that because I know there's some over here. But I've deliberately done this last because gold is the slowest to smelt, and I need to get some of the other stuff going sooner rather than later. So we'll just have this running as a background task. I did just fill up a number of the machines with gold, so hopefully we have got some around. But it probably just makes sense to just get a little bit more. Right, there we go. I'm not seeing any more here. Right, that'll do for now. Got some capacity. Let's grab some silicon as well. Okay. A little bit of lead. And since we've now got some gas processing, we could actually... Okay, that wasn't too clever. I didn't have space on the belt, which means that they're now just quickly evaporating. Actually, that's a bit of a quicker way to do it, isn't it? Because then it will stack them itself. There we go. Right. So obviously you want to make sure you've always got space on the mining belt when you're mining ice, certainly in the daytime, otherwise it just melts. Although, there we go, no, that's gone. Right, that's it, that's all of it. Can't carry any more. Right, now next thing to do is to try not to accidentally throw the ice into here. In fact, that's full, so that'll teach me a lesson, won't it, about being too greedy with how much stuff I get. Right, okay, I am going to melt this oxide, just get it done. Oh, look at that, I can get some potato seeds to make up for my potato murdering a couple of videos back, so let's plant those in there and put those back there. Right, now I'm going to throw this in here. I'm hoping this won't have too much effect on the atmosphere in here. It should all just disappear off down the pipe. There might be a little bit of temperature transfer along this edge here. Temperature seems to be staying stable. Yeah, no, I think we're fine. Right, let's do that then. Right. I don't want to completely overload the system because I'm not actually 100% certain what's turned on at the other end. I'm going to risk a couple more. Well, actually, perhaps we'll leave it at 3 stacks for now and deal with the rest in a minute. What I don't want to do is to blow something up because I've overpressurized the system. Right, let's grab that atmospherics, and actually if we grab some, oops, not medium filter, okay, and then the other thing we're going to need is going to be a gas pipe analyzer. So let's grab the pipe analyzer there. That needs electrum. We have got electrum, but it's in the other machine, of course, so it's in here. So I guess we need to start ejecting stuff. Just check the setting on that. Right, okay, that's fine. Right, there we go, there's 50G of electrum. That can go in there. That can build one of those. That can go back in here before something bad happens. That can go back in here before something bad happens. And we'll start making some IC10 chips. Oh, that was all the electrum, was it? Ah, the rest of it's probably in here. Yes, I was just thinking, I was pretty sure we hadn't used it all yet. Although we are getting through it at quite a speed. Right, I thought I'd made 2 of those, but obviously didn't. Okay, this looks like a good spot to install one of them because it doesn't need too much extra cable. And let's get this installed down here. Now we're just going to dump the pollutant, if you remember, so that makes it kind of easy. We just need to figure out where we can connect the power, which that works fine there. Right, we will need more pipes, of course, we always need more pipes, but the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a pipe analyzer onto the waste pipe. Turn it on. Obviously I need to connect the power. I'm not even sure I've got any cable in here. Oh, no, I have. That's a nice surprise, isn't it? Right, so we are going to connect the pipe analyzer. I'm also going to connect this housing whilst we're here. And in fact, I'm going to connect up space for a second one because we're going to need 2. Oops, pressing the wrong button. We're going to need 2, and the reason we're going to need 2 is because actually once we set this up, we are going to be able to control a number of filtration units from each one, but for each one we'll need an input that tells us how much of that gas is being picked up on here and an output that turns this on or off. So obviously it's not too difficult to see that we've got 6 on here, so that's 3 pairs, and of course we've got 5 filtration units. So let's stick that chip in there so it's nice and safe, so we don't accidentally lose it. Yeah, as I suspected, we've run out of gold. Also dying of thirst, so we should probably fix that. So I'm going to turn that off and go and deal with that next. Just very quickly going to see if there's space to drop any more in here. Be nice if there was. Is it all going to fit? Maybe. Yes, it does. That's nice. Okay. Before we go inside, let me just check that the oxygen and nitrogen processing is turned on, because I do want to throw the rest of that gas in there. Whoops, I really must relay out these machines, but we're going to do that when we do the ore sorting. I'm going to actually move all of the machines to a much more sensible site once we've got that done. But for now, let's just get in here quickly and have a drink because we're very thirsty. So, open that. Oh, dropped the water on the floor, that was even worse. There we go. And we may as well have some food while we're in here as well. Okay, that's better. Right, now let's close and lock the helmet. Okay, now while we're here, I'm going to put
power critical.
The rest of that in there. Hopefully that will happen before we run out of power. It's all just going wrong really at the same time, isn't it now? Next next one. Okay, we've got 9%, that's fine. There we go, right, and then we'll leave that churning away and we'll come out. Close the mining belt. There we go. Okay, that should keep us going for a bit. I need to keep a bit of an eye on the filters, but we're okay for a little while. Good, right, okay, let's get back to it. So, before we were so rudely interrupted, so we're going to use this for the power control, and we're going to put a second one in there. This pipe analyzer is going to tell us what's going on. Have we got the labeler? No, we haven't. It's over here. We're definitely going to need the labeler for this, or it's really going to be unpleasant. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we actually need to go through and rename all of these filters so we know which filtration unit is doing which gas. So O2 and H2 and CO2 and I know it's not even connected yet, but let's get the name right. Okay, let's put that out of the way. Actually, having said that, we're going to need it for this because we're going to end up with more than one pipe analyzer, so let's just pipe analyzer waste main. That's going to be filter control 1 because we're going to need 2 of them, as I said. Okay, so that's a start. And then what we're going to do is, as you probably guess, I have got, so let's point that at programming only. Oh, there we go. I have got in my library some code that I've already written to control the power on the gas filtration. And it comes in 2 parts because we've got 2 chips, so I just have to find it. Filtration 1, there we go. So if we load that one up, okay, and in fact we could probably connect it up to the hydrogen as well. I think the issue that we run into is when you're writing IC code, there's only a certain number of registers that you use, and this code's not hugely efficient in the way that I've written it. So actually we're using up 9 registers to do this calculation. I think we can do it in 6, and if we do, then that would probably allow us to add 1 more, but we're still going to need 2 chips. So to be honest, I'm not going to bother trying to rewrite this. It's quite old code, and when it was originally written, some of the inputs were different, so that's one of the reasons that it only does 3. I'm fairly sure with some work I could optimize that. It was actually written back when water was treated the same as a gas, so you never could have done it with the available connections anyway. As I say, with that coming out, although we've now had nitrous oxide added as an extra gas, so perhaps we'll just leave it at 2 for this one. It's nice and easy to understand. We just need to connect it up to the three different connections. So actually what we'll do is we'll just make this a little bit easier to understand. So that's going to be the filter for oxygen, that's going to be the filter for nitrogen, that's going to be the filter for CO2, O2, N2, CO2. Okay, so what this is actually going to do is it's just going to inspect the waste pipe. It's going to look at the pressure in the pipe, the ratio of that pressure, which is any of the target gases, and it's going to use that to work out whether or not it needs to turn on the various different filters. So basically, if there's any of the gas in the pipe, the filter will be on, and if there's not, it will be off. There are better versions of this where you ignore it if it's very low pressure, but this is nice simple code, and it really is just a question of saying, is there any pressure in the pipe, and then if so, is there any of oxygen, nitrogen or carbon dioxide, and if so, turn on the relevant filter, and if not, or if the pressure is 0, then the answer is going to be 0. So I'm going to go ahead and export that there, and I'm going to pick that up, turn that off, and I'm going to drop the chip in here. I mean, the good news is we can actually automate part of this without having to automate all of it. So we just quickly turn it on. Okay, so first thing we do, we'll point this at the pipe analyzer, which is probably quicker to get to going alphabetically backwards. Okay, and then filter for O2, the filter for N2, and the filter for CO2. Whoops. Which, if I remembered my alphabet, I'd have known was there. And then it's as simple as just turn that on. And what you'll see is that there is some nitrogen and some oxygen and some carbon dioxide in there, and the pressure's above 0. So it is turning that one on. This is actually not turning on the nitrogen. In fact, it's actively turning it off. Does that mean that there's just there's 0%? Once that ratio hits 0%, all sorts of funny things happen because of the rounding. I'm going to leave that for a minute and just check that's working. It's possible I've connected it backwards. No, it's not. I now remember how this code works. There's oxygen in here, so it's going to run the oxygen until that's empty. Then it will try the nitrogen until that's empty. Then it will try the carbon dioxide. So it's going to try and run them in serial, and it's going to run the one on that priority list. So it may not be quite what we wanted to do long term, but that will generate some reduction in the power consumption for sure. The problem is, what will happen, I suspect, is we'll build up a backlog of nitrogen in here because there's a constant small amount of oxygen being fed in from the hab. Let's see how we get on. We might need to just slightly modify that code. We could test it by actually turning that off if we wanted to. I'm not going to for now. I'm trying to work out whether the batteries are charging or discharging, but I'm pretty sure they're discharging still. I guess we are smelting on multiple smelters over here. Still a bit disappointing. I thought we'd probably beaten the charge-discharge curve there, but anyway, right, let's try and build another solar panel and replace that flat one with another tracking one. As long as there's enough in there. No, there's not enough gold or enough copper, and I don't expect there's enough over here. Oops, I got stuck on the APC. We will put some flooring down at some point, but okay, that's good, we can do that. It's very easy to get sidetracked when you're doing this and slightly forget what you're doing. I'm not saying that's what's happened, but that's kind of what's happened. But don't worry, that's fine. We'll be back to where we were planning to be anytime soon. Okay, I'm going to leave that. Actually, that's enough power optimization on here for now, and that code's not quite right. I don't want to spend too much time on the video mucking about with IC code. I'll modify that and we'll sort that in a minute. Right, now for the short term though, let's get this going. Where's the glass? There's the glass. Okay, this is going to give us a bit of a negative hit for a minute because that is actually working quite nicely, but there we go. I just realised there's really glass on this one. I don't know why I did that. Could have just reused it, couldn't I? Right, okay, take the drill to it. Let's just get rid of that out of the way. that's the right way round. Yep. And glass. And there we go. Right. Okay, it's not great, but that might give us just a little bit more power, and that is kind of going up, just not very quickly. Okay, so back to the original plan. We're going to build some ore processing, or ingot sorting rather. So to do that, we're going to need to build quite a lot of structure. So we're going to need quite a lot of iron into that machine there. Luckily we have some. So let's throw 100 in there, because I think we're easily going to use that, probably more than that. And let's get some frames building. Oh, missed the scroll bar. Right, okay, go, go, go. So I think I'm going to build something over here. I don't want it too much to interfere with those panels. With the furnaces being kind of across here, that feels sensible, and then I think longer term we'll build a flat area here to move the machines to. They shouldn't be high enough to really interfere with growth in the greenhouse, so I think that will work quite nicely. So that's my plan. Now obviously I don't want to mess with the ingot shack for now. We will need to move it around in a bit. This can get quite tall, so I think I may actually excavate some space and build it lower down. I'm just looking at this. This might be a conveniently placed crater. It's probably a little bit too far away from the base. So I think we'll excavate some stuff out here. So if we're going to put the machines there, let's excavate this bit here. This makes it a bit more visually interesting than building everything flat on the same level as well. As I say, this does get to be quite space consuming, and it definitely sticks up at least one whole frame, potentially more. So I'm going to dig out quite a big area here. I can't believe I haven't even found anything good to mine. If you're digging out all of this, it's like you think you'd get something for it. Right, come on, let's do it. Faster, faster, faster. Can't work out if I'm doing it on a slight slope or if the ground level. No, I'm doing it flat. It's just the top surface ground level is actually dropping here, so that's cool. Actually make for quite an interesting entrance to the base, I suspect, if it works out. This is never going to be enough, but dig out this bit and then we'll stop for a minute and start laying in some frames and see how it looks. So this is going to be quite a major build. It's probably the first big piece of build that we're going to do. And as I say, I've decided that this is a smart thing to do next because of the fact that it will make it more efficient for us to organise the resources that we need for the rest of the build. It doesn't seem a lot of point in having a really efficient ingot storage and delivery system built just about when we're finished building the base, and we don't really need ingots anywhere near so much. So that's my thinking. It's either genius or completely crazy, but you know, we'll find out. Well, that was brilliant, wasn't it? A stack of one. Right, we're going to need to make iron sheets for that lot as well. So let's throw that in there. I don't even know how many this is. It's a huge stack. Right, 25. Okay. Right. That's actually probably not even enough, so I'm just going to start that building some more. Whoops. Okay, so this starts to form the basis of it. Actually, I think we probably will be, yeah, I think this will be enough. If I now stop that and flick it over to make sheets, fell down the hole. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out how much space we're going to need down here. It's very difficult to judge until you start building some things. Let's go with that for now. Look at that, delicious. Right. Get welding. To make some more sheets in a minute because I made more than 25 frames and I've only made 25 sheets, but let's at least get this bit done. That makes it a little bit easier to walk around without falling down the middle. And you'll see it's given us a really nice big open area that we can work with later on as well. Okay, now down here, much the same. Okay, now let's just clean up a little bit, because if I don't at least take the top surface off this, I will struggle later on to see which ones I've welded and which ones I haven't. So actually, if I clean up, what I really mean is mess up, because it looked quite nice before, but at least that way you can see what's welded and what's not. Right, okay. There we go. Right. So that's quite a big area we've put together there. I'll grab some more iron because we're going to need it, aren't we? Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to put together, first of all, a few more iron sheets, but then we're going to put together a series of sorters. And the sorters actually get quite bulky. We need one for each type of ingot. I'm just trying to guesstimate how many of these we need. I'm gonna go with 9. It's probably going to be 10 because that's what always happens, but you know. So what we're going to need is a sorter for every single ingot type. Obviously some are more important than others, but I think we've run out of pressure in the welder now, because that's not operable for this task. Yep, 0 kPa. Luckily, we were prepared for this moment. Not prepared enough not to stupidly run the wrong side. And in theory, I hope we were prepared for this moment. I can't actually remember whether we ever pressurised this. Yes, we did. Amazing. Good stuff. Right, okay. Yeah, still not quite enough, but you know, we're heading in the right direction. Probably need a couple more. Right, okay, so back to what we were doing. We're going to build some sorters for each ingot type, and we're going to build a silo for each one, and then we're going to build a chute system, and we're going to put some logic around the whole thing so that we can press a button and it will open the silo and deliver stuff into the chute, which will bring it to where we want it. that's the theory, but let's start with sorters and stackers. So we need 7 sorters, which we have nowhere near enough resources to make in there, but let's get started. Definitely going to need both of those, and definitely going to need more of those. Whoops. Okay, lucky I pressed stop when I did. Okay, and we're going to have stackers as well, because actually we want the ingots to be of a predictable size. I'll let that run because that will use all the iron. Now the other thing we are going to need is an absolute load of cable. So that can just run until it's full. You can see weirdly stackers take massively longer than sorters to produce. I'm going to drop those in there because I don't really want to risk them blowing away. We're also going to need absolutely loads of chutes. There's one in there, but that's just not going to cut it. So, right, let's go and get started at least. So what we're going to do is we're going to deliver the ingots, and I'm going to make use of this here. So we'll drop the ingots into a sorting system that will begin over here. So what we're going to do is we are going to, I'm just thinking about the best way to lay out the, I think we're going to lay out the silos lengthways, probably in 2 rows, which means it makes most sense to lay out the sorters kind of this way actually, and have them sort. There may be a clever way we could do this to actually split this into 2 runs. I think we'll do that. I think that's going to be a good idea. So let's have them come in kind of here. You can see this planning of this is a nightmare. I think if we have them come in kind of here, and then we basically split into 2 rows. So we'll have one lot that will run this way, and one lot that will peel off sideways and run along here. But I think I'm actually going to place the silos before I do anything else. Oh, we've lost all our power, so that's the end of that. Luckily the sun's nearly up. I'm going to have to go and turn on the solid generator. Right, I'm going to get the silos printing next because they don't line up quite right with the grids. Apparently Alexa thought it was going to help us with this, but didn't know how to, so thanks so much for that. Whoops. Okay, so the silos are not made in here, they're made in here, and I'm looking in the wrong place, so that's super helpful, isn't it? I've just put the iron in the wrong one. No, where am I looking? Maybe they are in here. I'm having a mad moment where I can't remember. No, they are in here. They're called SDB Silo. Except apparently they're not makeable in this release. Okay, not silo, hopper, that's why I'm looking for the wrong thing. That always helps. Right, okay, so hoppers is what we want. And we were going to want one of them for each type. So you'll see these things roughly how they work. As I say, they're not quite the size of one frame, they're slightly larger, which means we just need to spread them out a bit. Okay, that's enough to build another 5. So. Right, this is a jetpack job, I think. So what we're going to do is we're going to aim to put the silos, and we're going to have them off the ground slightly because I want space underneath. Actually, no, we're not. I'm going to put them down here, and I'll open up underneath to dig in the chutes. And the reason for that is that I want to be able to put some walls around them. Now we're going to go for the advanced version because we can use that to trigger the opening mechanism. And we're going to position, but you'll see if I position one here, I can't actually position one on the next frame. I have to go an extra block across, which is a shame because they look like they should fit. But unfortunately, because I want to be able to build walls on the top to seal them in so the stuff doesn't blow when it's stormed, that means I've got to go a full frame across, and this is where, like I say earlier on, it starts to really take a lot of space to lay it out. It is a bit frustrating, but on the other hand, they're a good addition to the game. I used to try to build them manually, and it was just about doable to build them manually using cladding and using the angled cladding pieces, but it's ever so fiddly. Right, so this one here needs to go. Oh, can't get the positioning right. In here. So you see, my guess at how big it needed to be was miles off. We're nowhere near. We're going to be out about here, I reckon, possibly even further. And then same again on the other side. The good thing being, whoops, that if I get the orientation vaguely right, the good thing being, what on earth have I done? I can't even work out which way I've turned it. There we go. If I get the orientation right there, we'll drop that in. At least we should be able to link this up like this. It's not quite as bad because we did need a central walkway. Right, we've got one too few anyway. Okay. So you can see this is a major engineering project. We've already pretty much burnt our way through all of that iron we collected. There's a little bit left, but not a whole lot. That might be the last one. No, there's one under there. Oh, it's a silly little one. And there's an even littler one there. And there's one left. Okay, cool. Let's get those. Let's close that. But yeah, this really is taking a lot of resources. But I think it'll be worth it. It will make life much easier once it's working. Right, so we're going to need... I left this running. That was very foolish of me. We've now used all our coal. The batteries are full, but... we've probably wasted a bit of power there. Never mind, it's too late now. Right, we're going to need one more hopper. We are going to need sheets and chutes. Let's get the chutes done first, actually. Whoops. That's what happens when you're looking at the keyboard and you're looking in the wrong direction. Okay, I'm going to see whether I can actually make any significant number of chutes here because this has got a stacker. I can't make any. Brilliant. I think we're going to go and get some more iron because we're just going to need it soon enough anyway. It seems a bit mad not to. So let's just do that. Otherwise it'll just run out in a minute anyway. Oh, I fell down a hole. It appears that I excavated directly above a hole. I thought I saw more iron up here, but I'm obviously digging in the wrong direction. What I'm trying to avoid is making a very narrow, deep hole because they're very easy to fall into in the night and lose your bearings. It's better to have shallower sides, at least you can figure out what you've done. Also get a bit more warning before you fall in. Plus I'm kind of hoping to find some more iron, but I'm not seeing a lot here. No, perhaps Oops, that was all of that lot. Okay, well, let's go up here a bit. Well, I made a big mess there, didn't I? There is some here. I knew I'd seen some. No, and there's more now. And more. And even more. I just didn't quite go far enough, did I? Look at this. It's not very deep, this vein, though, actually. It's quite widely spread, but quite near the surface. Oh, here we are, look at it. More of it coming out now. Any up here? No. Oh, some there, though. And more there and there. Okay, hopefully that's enough. Right, okay. That keeps going for a little while anyway, so it's a good start. So I'm actually starting to wonder whether I'm going to get this done within the duration of this video. It's quite a major engineering challenge, but let's see how we get on. Let's throw these in here. Right, okay. Whoops. Okay, so this is the last one of these, which I believe needs to land there. Okay, right. So now we're going to need to get some chutes working. I might as well just start making some here. We are going to need a lot because we're going to need to be able to feed them in through the sorters at the start, but we also need to be able to bring them back out of the hoppers as well. Right, have we got any iron yet? I'd really like to be able to just set the hydraulics printer running. Right, there we go. Right, this will be less messy. Let's stop that. Let's put that in there. Let's run that there, at least then they'll come out in 10 stacks. Right, so what we're going to need to do here is, I'm going to have to rip out the iron sheets underneath as well, a bit irritatingly. Oh, and that fell through the landscape, that's even more irritating. Okay, so I think we better actually just mine this out properly. So what was a significantly large task has now become larger because of various other things that need to be done. Never mind, we'll just dig a trench underneath. Let's put that there. Let's grab that. Oof, they're flying all over the place. Right, let's at least start with that. So what we're going to need to do with these is to bring a hopper pipe, or hop chute rather, out here, and then we're going to need to be able to connect it up to some sort of central delivery. So I think I'm just going to build there for now. You might be wondering why I've given myself more of a hard time by going there, but the answer is we're actually going to need to run another chute along the middle here. Oops, right, okay. let's go and see how many chutes we've got. Okay, let's try and build these in here. Oh, right. In there, in there, in there. Perhaps I should have offset these actually. That would have actually worked better. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that now before I get too further into the hole I have dug for myself with my poor arrangement. And the reason I want to do that is that that will allow me put in place a junction. Right, so this is starting to come together. Oh. Now, where are we going to run this back up again? Okay, I need to think about that in a minute. Right, for now, let's probably in the wrong place, but it gets it out of the way for a minute. Okay, so you can start to see what I'm trying to do here now. And connect up the bottom of these. It's just a bit fiddly. I probably shouldn't have sealed up quite so many of these frames before I did it, but there we go. You live and learn. Well, actually, sometimes you don't learn, which is basically the problem, because I'm sure I've had this exact thing happen to me before. But there we go. Right, so this one is going to come in with a... I'm going to have to dig that out anyway. Oh, right, that can go up there for now. Why did humans have to only have two hands? Okay. There we go. Right, I think I'm actually going to turn this one sideways because I think I'm going to need to bring it up over this way a bit more so that it's not in the way for the others. Right. Now I'm going to weld some of these frames back together and hope that I don't need to open them up again. Actually, it's fiddly to do this. No, I don't want to weld the one I'm inside. That would probably end badly. Right, so let's actually just weld these up. We actually need 4, so
power critical.
Drop that down there. Okay, I think we better go and sort out the power situation. Hopefully by now we've got some more chutes. Good. Okay. I've got far too many windows open, let's close that. Right, okay, so this is going to go this way. If you're feeling fancy you can do this with windows and then you can watch your stuff fly through the system, but honestly with the amount that we need to build here, I'm just going to be happy if we can actually make it work. There we go. Right, okay, that's enough that I can now seal that frame. So the next one goes in here. At least we can see they're connecting from the yellow. Whoops. Or not. No, I can't get the angle. Oh no, we can if I come in this way. One more. Or have I gone too far? I've probably gone too far. Okay, right, we're going to have to drill some more out so that we can see what we're doing. See, I really wasn't kidding when I said this was a major engineering project. However, hopefully it'll be worth it. Oh look, we've joined up with that cave that I thought was too far away.
Filter low.
Right, let's dig all of this out of here. Then with any luck, let's try to see what we're doing. Connect these up. If I can get the angle right, which I can't. Of course, this is what we need to get stuff out of the hoppers. We haven't even built the system to get stuff in. Okay, we're getting there. I'm going to need a lot more iron sheets. Hopefully we've got a lot more iron. Now we're going to need a lot more sheets. Actually, iron sheets we should be fine in here. Right, okay, we are definitely making some progress now. It's not very much, it's not very fast, but we are getting there. It's going to be a thing of beauty when it's finished. need a lot, but I don't really want to just leave this to print 80 more iron sheets.
Filter low.
How low? Oh, that's fine. Let's not worry too much about that. Okay, right, that'll do for a minute, and we'll also grab that. Just a good bit of timing, and up and over, keeping a bit of an eye on the state of the jetpack fuel. Where did I leave the others? There they are. Right, okay, good. So let's lay in some more of these. We haven't even got as far as any frames on this bit, but this is actually in the wrong place as we suspected. Need to go there. And whoops. One there and a corner. Come on the end there. No, come on. That's it. And always happens. Okay, we're nearly there now. We've just got to get to the last one. I've got no idea whether this is in the right place. Yeah, we'll find out, I suppose. Right, look at that, we've got one chute left, which we'll find a home up there in a moment. Okay, now we've got a load of welding to do. Nearly there. And can we do that one? Get in there. And in there. Okay, so we're close, but we're not quite there. But I am going to close that one up while we're here. Okay, so you can start to see that coming together. This one's definitely in the wrong place. So let's deal with that. There we go, and quite a lot of drilling out to do. There we go. Right, so we're short some frames, and we're also short a lot more iron sheets and a lot more chutes. Let's go see how much more we've got left. I guess you ingots are coming with me. Okay, let's start that building. I'm going to start another set of chutes building there. Actually, let's get the other frames that we need as well. So I think we need about another 4 frames. Okay, and we'll just make, whoops. That was a pretty big jump considering I didn't have the jetpack on. it's going to be, well, we'll get away with 4. I mean, technically we could probably get away without even having those. Oh, that's not even in the right place, is it? Okay, well, we'll have to fix that as well. Luckily I've still got some chutes. Okay, and let's move that one to the right place. Which of course means I've got to do some more drilling. Okay, and then let's deconstruct that. Now I'm just trying to find an angle where I can actually find the build spot. Come on. Oh, very frustrating. Actually going to have to drill further out here just so that I can get the camera angle right. There we go. There we are.
Jetpack low.
Right, okay, let's get that dealt with because we really don't want to run out of jetpack now. Oh my goodness, look at that mess. That's okay, we will use them. Maybe not quite yet, I didn't quite expect it to be as bad as this, but you know. Right, let's stack that with there, that there, that there, and that there. Look at that, amazing. Come on, jetpack, jetpack, jetpack.
Jetpack critical.
Plenty of jetpack. Right, okay, let's start this building. Of course, the other thing we've now got an absolute load of, I hope at least, is cable. Just get that out of the way. Okay, so this is all the output in the right place. Now, on the subject of cable, we'll get that in place in a second. Let's just weld that. And weld that. Probably do with another frame there, but that'll do for now. Okay. So we may as well run a power and data cable directly above that chute. Let's just do it the quick way and lay that in here. Oops. Right. almost certainly going to run out of cable before this is all connected up, but you know, it's a start. Okay, now let's drop that there for a minute. Okay, well, there we go, moving in the right direction. Okay, now we need to figure out how to set up the sorters to deliver to this, just in case you thought I'd forgotten about those. Right, so we're going to have a sorter basically lined up with each one, and we're going to run them along the middle here. And actually I was going to split it, but I think now we've offset these, we've already got a very long run here, so I think we'll just do it the simple way. It makes it a bit messy for the ones that need to go to the right, because we'll have to loop it over the top. But, oops, flying sorters. I think I've done that too low, I have. Fantastic. Okay, that's better. Right, I'm not sure these are lined up quite right. We'll find out. Let's actually put some chutes in place. That will be helpful in terms of being able to see whether this is lined up correctly. So we'll have an input, and then actually what happens with these is the selected output's going to come out that side, so we're actually going to have to do this with them slightly madly. So let's lay those in on all of them. Oh. That's probably going to be fine once we put some walls around it. Okay, so these ones are a little bit more fiddly. Because we've got to swap sides. See, we're still nowhere near finished with the number of chutes we need, but we are moving in the right direction. And we're going to need a whole load of extra wire as well to connect this lot up. However, look, we're nearly there. Then we just got to reprogram the whole system and connect it all up. Ironically, we will end up with some spare chutes because we're going to dismantle this once it's done, which is obviously going to give us some back, but fear not, we will find a use for them later. You can never have too many chutes in my experience. Right, let's get some cable building, because we've still got a lot of connecting to do. Oh, we actually had some in there. Okay, the power went off. Right, well, what I'm quickly going to do then is I am going to put together a computer, because we'll need one of those. And we will also need the sorter motherboard, which means we need some silver. See, I knew we needed silver somewhere earlier on when we were on that mission to find silver. There it is. I'm glad we didn't make it all into Electrum. Right, that's cable, go. Okay, let's try and get the rest of this connected up. I'm going to put the computer up here actually. Kind of only need it once. We may as well put it somewhere that it's reasonably accessible. I mean, I guess we could put it next to that first sorter. Although, do we need that sorter anymore? We don't. Decisions. Perhaps we'll put it in here. Okay, we don't need that sorter there. That can come out. Right, what we do need is more chutes. Okay, arguably we don't need the last sorter because there shouldn't be anything else left, but we are going to use it because what I'm going to do is have this set up so that if anything else gets put into this system by accident, that it just drops out the end here with a downward chute like that. I'll probably need to close that up to avoid accidents and losing things through the ground, but that's that bit. Okay, so all this lot's going to need to be connected up, turned on, labelled and everything else, and we're also going to need to connect it up here. So let's go straight up. Maybe we'll have a couple of window ones, just so we can see things going into the system. And there we go. So in a minute I'll reroute that. But before we do that, there's a couple of other things that need to happen. The major one being we need to get some power. Okay, I think that's enough chutes for now, thank you. Okay, that's probably enough cable for now as well, to be honest. Right, so we need to connect all of these sorters. So let's just flip along the line and plug those in. That hopefully is the end of the line. may as well turn them on while we're here, although I'm going to have to come back and label them all in a minute anyway. So actually I'll turn them on then. Then all that will be left to do will be to program them and we'll be good to go. But we'll get this connected and then we'll maybe set the programming up. And we'll have to probably leave testing it till the next time, because it's actually quite a major feat of engineering, as I said at the beginning, and we've been going for an hour and a half. Whoops. May as well connect that door there, although we probably won't need to. Right, okay, so that is all of that piece done. So we can see a number of devices, but it's absolutely chaotic as to which one's which. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go down this line and we're going to label everything. So that's going to be sorter, iron, and that's going to be the iron there, that's going to be copper, which means that's going to be copper. So I think we'll get the sorting working. I'm not sure we're going to get as far as getting the vending working in this video, but I think as we get the sorting working, that will be a good basis to do the vending next time. But you can start to see how it's coming together. What should we have next? Silicon. Lead. So obviously these are less important, and that's why we're building them further down the line, because we have less of them, so fewer ingots will need to work this far down. Silver, and what have I forgotten? Nickel. Okay, so with that in mind, we're now just going to turn all of these on. And this isn't exactly brilliant because there's a chance it will actually fire them out sideways, and certainly in the event that we have a storm, these are going to get emptied quite quickly by the wind, so we will build enclosures over the top, but that's definitely not going to happen on this video. Right, now what we do now is we simply go down this list here and rather tediously find the ingot we want. Let's turn off the jetpack so we can get a bit close to the screen. And ingots are actually really near the bottom of the list. Oh, this is not a fun user interface to use, as you can see. Oh, it's okay if you're picking things near the top, but it does tend to go horribly wrong. And as soon as you unclick, it drops out. So sadly, this may take some time. Iron, I think it's somewhere down here, but you see, as soon as I unclick it, it closes again. So I'm going to demonstrate this with one at this point, and then we'll go through the others. It's not in alphabetical order, which is not that helpful either. And there's no ability to part into something. It's literally every item in the game, including some you can't even build, so it takes a little while. and irritatingly, the things that are most common that you'd want to sort are not nearest the top as well. So any devs watching this, please sort this user interface out. It drives me mad. I absolutely hate using sorters for this reason. You can use IC logic to pre-program the sorters. I haven't bothered doing it, but I'm almost at the point where I think I might do that, because this is very tedious. There we go, ingot, and you'll see they're all there together, and we need ingot iron, and that's whitelisted on there. Now we've just got to do the same again on the others. You should be able, in theory, you see, to just run down the list until you're nearly there. But unfortunately, as soon as you let go of the mouse button, that happens, and the list doesn't stay open. So you've kind of got to do it the hard way. I think actually my character's going to die of thirst doing this. Frankly, I don't blame him. Thirst or boredom, what will come quicker? Tune in next week to find out what died of. In seriousness, yeah, this process did used to be easier. You used to be able to drag the slider down. It's something in the latest code refactor that's caused this to auto close. So I'm hoping that they do bug fix it, because it is really irritating to have to just scroll down the list like this with the mouse wheel. And frankly, I'm getting cramp in my finger already, and I haven't even programmed the second one of 7. But let's get to the bottom. Ingot, copper, amazing, right. We get to do it all again. Whoops, I just pressed the wrong button, didn't I? Never mind. So what I want to be able to do is guess where it is and then flick it over here. Oh, something's happening. Oh, I was nearly there. I guess if I can get far enough down, I can maybe get it so it's not a million miles away, and then I can... it stayed open this time. That's a significant improvement. I don't know what I did differently with the mouse. Ingot gold. Right, okay, that's 3 down, 4 to go. Okay, it seems if you drag slightly sideways off the bar, it does seem to stay open. So silicon. And okay, I think we've gone too far now. I'm sure this is absolutely fascinating viewing for you. We are nearly done, I promise. And then we can probably test it. Silver, and then we need to do nickel. Is that all of them? I feel like I've forgotten one. Okay, well, let's see. Oops, no. Ingot, nickel. Now, obviously, this has also got all of the alloys on there as well on that list. We don't care about those for now. Right, let me just flick through this and check they're all set. Yeah, why have we got a sorter that's not doing... that's the other sorter that we use over here. That's fine, so we'll ignore that. Okay, that's cool. So actually now they're programmed, we can turn that off. And what we could do is, first of all, let's check how many iron walls we've got. 16, so we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for each silo. So we're going to need 35 in total. And we're also going to need at least 1 iron sheet for each and 1 glass sheet for each. So we best load that up. And let's just get the wall, iron wall. Okay, let's go in here and grab some water.
Health low.
I know my health is low, I can feel it. Wow. Okay, right, well we've got some potatoes as well, so that's also good news. Look at that, 4 beautiful potatoes. I'll put them in there, I'll throw that sludge on the floor, I'll probably forget they're in there, they'll probably go mouldy. There we go. That's how it is. We already know that I am not very good at avoiding killing plants and turning food into mush. However, right, water consumed. Let's grab some tomato soup while we're here. There we go. And let's close lock helmet. Let's get back out there. Oof, just managed that. There is actually a little bit of a slightly hacky thing you can do if you stand next to it. You'll see that actually went through. I'm sure you're not supposed to be able to do that. Right, we've probably got far too many now while that was happening, but yeah, I've definitely got too many. Not actually as much too many as I thought, but we have definitely got too many now. I've still got a whole load of iron sheets. Yes, I have, but I'm not going to have enough glass. So let's see if we can get some more glass sheets. I'm going to need about 11 of those, aren't I? They're pretty quick to build, so we'll just let that happen. Stack those with them. Right, okay, let's get this connected up then. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put walls all round like that. And we're basically doing this so that stuff doesn't blow away if there's a storm, but also that's fine. Also, so that when the hopper is too full, things don't fall out. This is where it would be really nice if you could build them right next to each other, because we could save a whole load of walls, but there we are, that's what it is. Right, and then I'm going to do a slightly hacky thing. I'm just going to use a bit of wall down there, just so we've got a flat surface we can walk on and things don't get lost if they drop out the end, since we've got so many spare walls. Right, looks terrible, but it'll do the job. Okay, this is a nightmare now. To try and get these to actually highlight in the right place. You'll see that those chutes are inside. Right, if I can even get the top one to do it. There we go. Fully seal these until we've got everything tested, because it'll be a pain, but I will install some of the glass. Whoops, I've got to do the top. Oh, if I can even find a spot where it will let me do the top. Too much Z fighting going on here. Come on, make your mind up. Which one is it that I'm pointing at? Slightly easier actually from in there. Right, is that all of them? No, it's not this one. Oh, come on. There we go. No, still got one more to do. Okay, that is all of them. Right, I'm going to have to quickly redo my power. Now what we'll do is we'll put the sides on, we'll leave the top open. Obviously I will close the tops up, but I just want to make sure that while we're testing it we can get in if it puts all the wrong things in the wrong place. Okay, that should be all of them. 7 left, that looks good. Right, okay. So the next thing to do is to connect this in here and reroute that. And then we should be done, and it should be possible to put there we go, all of our ingots should now go into the right properly sorted place. Now I'm going to do one quick test. I'm going to grab some iron and just let it smelt through. Now I did actually originally build stackers, which of course I've forgotten to correctly use to make sure our stacks are the right size. I'll maybe put that in on the next video. We'll just need to insert stackers all the way along here, but it's even more wiring and everything else, so I'm not going to attempt to do that now. This has taken an hour and 40 so far, so I think that's pretty much coming up to time for this video, but let's let this finish smelting that iron that I threw in, and hopefully we should see the magic happen. And then next time we will dismantle this. We'll probably add some sorters, and most importantly we'll actually add the ability to request things out of these silos, because at the moment stuff's just going to go in and the only way to get it out is going to be to fly in through the top and pick it up. So hopefully this won't take too much longer. There we go, and it's done, so off it goes along its merry way. This is where it would have been nice to put a few more windows in, but you know, hopefully. Did it do the job? Ah, it popped out there. Okay, so kind of worked, just didn't come out where I expected it to, which is slightly strange. The copper one appears to have dropped out, which means I've got the white list left and right backwards. Yeah, I've connected these backwards. Okay, that's fine. That's something to fix next time. The thing that's whitelisted comes out on the right. Everything else goes through the other way. So we will need to just reroute all these chutes just to flip them over the other way round. And then I think that should have worked, because it should have come out this side and then been piped over. So I'll show you what I mean quickly. We shouldn't need any extra chutes because the actual connection should end up the same, but what we should have is, whoops, that should be that side, and then the thing we're selecting is coming out this side and go goes over here. Okay, so having said we don't need any more chutes, we won't in total, but we will need more on some lines. But let's put that in there. There we go. That should work now. So next time the iron will come out into that one. So next time round, I need to redo all of my chute layouts to point the right way because they're all backwards, amazingly, and then we'll build the ability to extract from these silos. For now though, I'm going to pick up that iron, I'm going to drop it in here. And I'm going to land on the top of this, and I'm going to call that a day for a video because that is heading up in the direction of the 2 hours mark, which I really think is long enough.